The last lesson of Socrates: why no evil can happen to a good person. Imagine standing in a courtroom. 500 citizens are staring at you. In a few minutes, they will decide whether you live or die. You have one final chance to save yourself. All you need to do is apologize. Promise to change. Stop asking difficult questions. But instead of begging for mercy, you smile. And then you tell the court, no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. How could a man facing execution say something like that? Was Socrates simply wrong, or was he pointing toward one of the deepest truths ever discovered in human history? Today, we're going to uncover the shocking story behind the trial of Socrates, and the powerful lesson that has inspired thinkers for more than 2,400 years. To understand Socrates, we must travel back to ancient Greece. The year is 399 BC. Athens, the birthplace of democracy, is wounded. Only a few years earlier, Athens had lost a devastating war against Sparta. Its democracy collapsed. A brutal oligarchy seized power. Citizens were persecuted. Many were killed. Eventually democracy returned, but the city was unstable and fearful. People wanted peace. They wanted order. And above all, they didn't want troublemakers. Unfortunately for Athens, Socrates was the greatest troublemaker they had ever seen, not because he started riots, not because he led armies, but because he asked questions. Endless questions. Questions that exposed ignorance. Questions that embarrassed politicians. Questions that challenged powerful people. And powerful people don't usually enjoy being challenged. Socrates had a strange mission. He walked through Athens speaking to politicians, poets, generals, and scholars. Many of these people believed they were wise. Socrates would ask them simple questions. What is justice? What is courage? What is wisdom? At first they answered confidently, but as the conversation continued, contradictions appeared. Eventually they realized they couldn't truly explain what they claimed to know. Socrates became famous for one idea: I know that I know nothing. Unlike others, he recognized the limits of his knowledge. This made him appear wiser than those who pretended to know everything. Young Athenians loved watching these conversations. They began imitating Socrates. Soon the city's elites found themselves being questioned by teenagers. Many became humiliated, and resentment toward Socrates grew. Eventually, 3 citizens brought formal charges against him. Their accusations were serious. First, Socrates was corrupting the youth. Second, he did not believe in the gods of Athens. Third, he introduced strange new spiritual ideas. The penalty could be death. Now most people in his situation would try to win sympathy. They would cry, bring their family to court, beg for mercy. But Socrates refused. He would not manipulate the jury with emotions. Instead, he defended himself with philosophy. His speech was later recorded by his student Plato in one of the most famous works ever written, the Apology. The word apology doesn't mean saying sorry. It comes from the Greek word apologia, meaning a defense of one's beliefs. And Socrates had no intention of apologizing. Standing before hundreds of jurors, Socrates made a remarkable argument. He said that he was actually helping Athens. By exposing ignorance, he encouraged people to seek truth and wisdom. He compared himself to a gadfly, a small insect that constantly stings a horse. Athens was the horse, comfortable, lazy, complacent, and Socrates was the gadfly waking it up. He told the citizens, you care about wealth, reputation, and power, but do you care about the condition of your soul? For Socrates, the soul was far more important than money. A healthy soul was built through truth, wisdom, and virtue, and questioning beliefs was the path toward that goal. He insisted that he was carrying out a mission given by God, not for personal gain, not for fame, not for money. In fact, he had spent most of his life poor. Everything he did was in service of truth. Now we return to the statement that began this story: no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. What did Socrates mean? Clearly, bad things happen to good people. People suffer. People are betrayed. People lose everything. Socrates himself was executed. So how could he say this? Because Socrates defined evil differently. Most people think evil means physical suffering, poverty, failure, or death. Socrates disagreed. For him, true evil was the corruption of the soul. Lying, acting unjustly, abandoning truth, destroying your character. These things damage who you are. Execution cannot do that. Prison cannot do that. Poverty cannot do that. Only your own actions can do that. The court could kill Socrates' body, but it could not destroy his integrity. And that is why he believed no real evil could touch him. More than 2,400 years later, Socrates is remembered around the world. The men who condemned him are mostly forgotten. His final lesson still challenges us today. When life becomes difficult, what matters more, protecting your comfort or protecting your character? Because according to Socrates, a good life is not measured by what happens to you, it is measured by who you become.